Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chloe. I'm just a silly girl. What can you do? This video we're talking about everything I read in February as well as what I'm planning to read in March. If you missed my January wrap up that has my February TBR in it and you want to go back and watch that, you might want to do that first. Feel free to start from here though, I ain't judging. So I read a total of 6 books in February, which is pretty much on par with how I read generally month to month, but I did kind of take a long time in the first half to read some things, and then I squeezed in a couple books at the end. So this was kind of a slower reading month. It was also a slightly shorter month than normal, so it all kind of makes sense in my mind. Whatever. Who cares? Anyway, the first series I want to talk about is I listened to Unsteady and Unloved, both by Peyton and Corinne. These are books 1 and 2 of, I forget the name of this series, sorry. I don't know the name of the series. Oh, so these are books 1 and 2 of the Undone series by Peyton and Corinne. This is an interconnected like hockey romance, hockey college, sports romance. I don't know, this is a lot of tropes. This is an interconnected hockey college romance. So like a sports college romance, basically. Every MMC is on the same hockey team. So we start off with Reese and Sadie in book 1, and this book deals with a lot of mental health issues. Sadie has a lot of parental issues, and Reese is working through anxiety following an injury he had, I think it was the previous season. So they, kind of help each other get through both of these things. And I didn't dislike this book. It just wasn't my favorite. I think I gave it a 2.75 because it was just kind of like, straight down the middle for me. But the writing style was good. It wasn't my favorite book ever, but it was pretty good. I'm really glad that I read it because it made Unloved that much better. The characters in Unloved show up in Unsteady. Unloved, however, was a 3.75, and that one follows Freddie and Ro, and Freddie is also on the same hockey team as Reese, and Ro is Sadie's best friend / roommate. I liked Unloved a lot better. I found it much more relatable to me. Freddie basically struggles with ADHD and needs a tutor to help him pass his classes, and Ro is his tutor. Again, I like this book a lot better. The writing style is very similar. I wouldn't say like the book itself felt like an improvement, as it has in some cases where I've read like smaller authors, but I just think the story was more relatable this time, and I liked the way that the plot moved better, and it was really fun. I always think a dual POV dual narrator audiobook is super fun. They were very fun to listen to. I would recommend the audiobook. Yeah. The same time as listening to those 2 books, I was reading Daughter of No Worlds and Children of Fallen Gods. This series is turning out to be like a 6-star Infinity Star series for me. I have not loved a series this much since Throne of Glass, and I honestly think Throne of Glass lovers would love this series. I've been trying to figure out if this series is like slept on or just like not talked about as much as it should be, if it doesn't have as many readers as maybe Crowns of Nyaxia by the same author. I don't know why people aren't talking about this series as much, but it is so good. It's getting re-released under these covers. I know that they've been out for at least a few years. The series is finished. The series has been finished, but they're getting re-released. It's a really good time right now to pick up these books. This fantasy was gripping immediately. It's so action-packed. I love the main characters. Our female main character, Tisana, is a slave who is trying to buy her freedom. She wants to go join the orders so that she can also help free her friend, who is a slave at the same state that she just became free from. It's basically an FMC who is trying to save her kingdom. Sound familiar? But not her kingdom, just the people that she knows and loves, and wars are going on in the world, so she gets tied up in that, and there's just really cool magic and lore that comes through in both of these books, and it's a really intricate fantasy. I loved it. If you liked Crowns of Nyaxia by Carissa Broadbent, this is the same writing style, which love her writing style, but also it's feels a little bit more YA, and just that it's like easier to read, I think, but it's still a very intricate fantasy. Anyway, can't talk about it enough. Both of these books were 5 stars for me. Love them so much. I also did a little bit of audio for Children of Fallen Gods, and I recommend the audiobook too. Has a bunch of different narrators. It's really fun to listen to. You will not hear me shut up about these books anytime soon. If you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you know it's over on both of those accounts. They just feature these books. Very excited that it was only my February reading and I found a new 6-star series because I need to buy bookshelf copies of these. They have to go up on my bookshelf because I need to let everyone borrow my books so that they can read this series. I will force everyone I know to read this. We'll get there someday, don't worry. So after that, I read an arc that I have due next month, which is Toe to Toe by Falon Ballard. This was so much fun. It was such an unexpected love. It's not that I expected I wouldn't like this book. I just didn't think I would like it this much. I thought it was gonna be like a 3.5 just based on the description, but it ended up being a 4. I really liked it. Toe to Toe comes out March 10th, which is very, very soon. So you too can read it. It is so fun. I did not realize I'd be so into like a dancer romance, which I used to watch like all those ballet shows on like Freeform, ABC Family, whatever it was at the time. It's very much centered around our FMC and MMC, but it's a lot of fun. So Toe to Toe follows Allegra, who is a professional dancer at Ballet New York, this dance company. It's announced at the dance company that the director is going to be making a new ballet, which features, it's supposed to be a sexy principal role, and she has never made principal at this company, so she wants to go out for this role. Basically, she asked the director for some advice, and he says that she needs to like get in touch with her sexuality more and come off as someone who is like more sensual than she generally comes off. Coincidentally, she ends up at like a Magic Mike type of show, like a male dancer, male stripper show. She ends up asking one of the dancers from the show to give her lessons on how to dance with more sexuality. It's so good. I just was addicted to this plot. I don't know why. I can't really pinpoint why I was so addicted to it, but I basically could not put this book down. I wouldn't say it's one of those like unpredictable romances because it's a romance, but it made me really wish that it was interconnected because some of the side characters, I would love for them to have a book. And Falon Ballard's writing actually surprised me. It ended up like really clicking with me. I just really liked reading her writing. So Toe to Toe, out March 10th. I recommend it. I think you should check it out if you're interested in a ballet romance because it was the scenes where he's like giving her the actual dance lessons. So like, this is such a kicking my feet book. I really liked it. And then lastly, I did a readathon that started on the last day of February so that I could finish Son of the Morning. My readathon vlog will come out very soon, so you can watch my thoughts on this book in its entirety and my experience reading it. But Son of the Morning, basically, I found this book at the library just because it is so gorgeous. I just browsed the shelves and saw it and decided to pick it up. And as it turns out, it is written by Akwaeke Emezi, who is a non-binary Black author, and it was Black History Month. So I said, you know what? What better time to read this book than to support an author I've never heard of during Black History Month who is giving representation with Black characters and non-binary characters, trans characters, just LGBTQ characters in general. And I just wanted to put my time towards something that's creating more visibility and support an author I never heard of. And I was really glad I did because this book, I rated it 3.5. It was so much fun. I am unclear on if it's a standalone or not. They kind of set it up for there to be a sequel. It's like an angels versus devils world. And our main character, Galilee, is from a family of all women raising women. There's like 4 different generations on their land at the time. There's like an unspoken, unsaid thing that Galilee is not like the rest of the women, but they won't tell her why. So she decides, you know what? I want to go off by myself and figure out who I am. And I'm going to go move to kind of the metropolitan area of our world. She makes her own friends, and she basically runs into this man who ends up being a man that her family has been trying to keep her from. It is a forbidden romance for sure. Dare I say this is like borderline dark? It's not, if I were a dark romance reader or someone who reads a lot of dark romance, I'm sure would say this is not that dark. But as someone who barely ever reads dark romance, I would say this is borderline on it. It definitely broaches a bit unconventional, I guess I would say. It's very steamy, it's very spicy, it's so much fun to read. Again, very fast paced. It's not that long, it's only 300 pages. I basically binge read this because I was doing a readathon and I got really invested in it. If you're looking for like a short and fun romantasy, I would definitely recommend this one. So definitely check it out if you're looking for a book that's not so viral, but still I would give it a good recommendation. It was really fun to read. That is the last book I read in February. So here is every book that was from our February TBR video and whether or not I read them. So there's only one book I didn't get to, and we are moving that over to our March TBR. So moving on to our March TBR, this first book is going to be Mother of Death and Dawn. I did not get to it. As it turns out, it took me a long time to read these books. These are like 600-page books, and Mother of Death and Dawn is 700. So I have started it, but I am only like 7% into it or something. So I do have this e-arc for Mother of Death and Dawn, the re-release, so I'll be reading that to start off the month. I'm really excited to complete this trilogy, but I'm also terrified because I know I'm gonna be destroyed by it. This is gonna hurt me so bad emotionally. I'm so invested in this story. But I also am kind of welcoming that, and I'm really excited because, again, I have not felt this way about a series in so long. So if you have not started the series, please do. But yes, book 1 is gonna be Mother of Death and Dawn by Carissa Broadbent. And currently I am in the middle of And Now Back to You by BK Borison. That is book 2 for our March TBR. And it is March 2nd as I'm filming this. I started this book yesterday on March 1st and I am 60% into it. It is so good. I'm a first-time caller lover. I have it behind me right here on my favorite romance stack, and Now Back to You is no different. It's gripping me immediately. It's a workplace romance, and I wouldn't say it's enemies to lovers, but they definitely don't like each other in the beginning. I was reading this in the second half of my readathon, so that's why I'm 60% into it already, but I have no regrets. It is so much fun. And if you haven't read First Time Caller, you should read that first, obviously, but then read it Now Back to You. But I am pretty much like halfway through that already, and I can tell you it's really good. I'm gonna give it a high rating, I'm sure. Another arc I'm reading this month is Empire of Flame and Thorns. This is a re-release as well. So it was indie published. This is, I believe, the trad publishing of it. And I have the e-arc through NetGalley as well. So we are reading that one. That is due at the end of March, so I'm definitely getting to it this month, but maybe not till a little bit later. This is a heavy arc month because up next again is another e-arc, and this one is for Unbound by Peyton Corinne. So we are continuing the Undone series. Unbound is book 3. This one follows Bennett and Paloma, which I'm really excited about because if you read Unsteady and Unloved, you know what's up with these two. So I love the cover vibe change because this cover is absolutely gorgeous. That's why I requested it. I actually thought it was not related to Unloved and Unsteady because the cover's different, but I was really excited to find out that it's actually just book 3 of the interconnected series. I'm planning to read Unbound this month, which is why it's on this list, but if these fantasies end up taking me longer than I think, we're gonna push that to early April because Unbound comes out April 10th. So mark my words, we are gonna try to get to it, but if we don't, that will be first up on our April TBR. The last book I'm planning to read on my TBR is The Rose Bargain. I'm so excited to get to this, and I'm going to need a book to listen to because all of these books so far are ebooks, and I usually do a book and an audiobook at the same time. So I'm listening to The Rose Bargain because we are reading The Thorn Queen in April, and The Thorn Queen is the sequel to The Rose Bargain, which comes out on April 14th. So we have a lot of arc reading that we're doing / preparing to arc read. And we're pretty heavy on that right now, but I swear after these 2 months, after April, it really lightens up and we will be getting to some other books I've been putting off for these arcs. But for now, we are reading a lot of arcs / preparing to read for other arcs. And those are the 5 books I'm planning to read in March. I do want to make it a little bit lighter this month because I planned really heavy for February and it just was a lighter reading month for me. So I don't want to like stress myself out, but I am hoping I will have room for at least one more audiobook to throw in there, which you will find out what that is at the end of the month when I do my March wrap up and my April TBR. These are all the books that we are planning to read in March. Yes, we're arc reading, but I only requested arcs that I was very excited for. So I'm still really excited to get to all of these. If anything, it's giving me the bit of push I needed to prioritize these books. To update you on our annual challenges, I have 2 annual challenges I'm doing. One is called Tackling My TBR, which is where I try to get through every unread book on my bookshelf, which is this bottom shelf right here. Unfortunately, in February, we did not read a single one. We had too many arcs to read. I had to read this thick fantasy series to get to book 3 arc, so it didn't happen this month, but I am hoping to read at least 1 book next month. I might pick a short romance to squeeze in there if I have time. If not, we are going to move again all of this to April. And trust me, it pains me because I came up with this challenge and I was really excited to do it. And then I accidentally got accepted for all these e-arcs that I did not think would accept me. So we are still gonna do this challenge. I think what's gonna happen is like May or June is just gonna be a heavy, like only tackling my TBR month, and we are gonna only read physical books or something. Like we'll make it a catch-up month somewhere in there. But for February, we did not further this goal at all, unfortunately. So we are still at 2%. We are only 1 out of 41 books read, which is The Red Queen. We read that in January. And I'm really hoping to continue that series soon. I really liked the first book. It's just, again, I have homework assignments, okay? And then for 2026, that's the second challenge I'm doing this year, we are actually 15% of the way there. Empire of Flame and Thorns is on my 26 for 2026. So we will be furthering that this month by at least 1 book. I'm thinking what I might do too is if I have time to squeeze an audiobook in this month, I might pick a book from one of these challenges. So even though I have the physical book, I might do it on audio, at least part of it on audio, just to kind of contribute to these challenges in March. Otherwise, those are all my updates for my reading. It has only been 2 months and we're already at 14 books read. So I'm really looking forward to continuing this binge reading I'm doing. I will be doing another readathon, I've decided, after filming this first one, which will be coming out soon as a vlog, but I'm going to do more readathons. So if you guys are into that, please share with me some short, really good books that you know, because I am a slow reader. So I need slightly shorter books, but that will be the plan going forward. So I'm really excited to do that because like I said, I'm gonna squeeze in some more of these physical books, probably by doing a readathon or something along those lines. What a great month that we just had. I'm really looking forward to March. I hope you all had a really great February. If you did not see my romanticizing my February vlog, I think you should go watch that. If you need some inspiration for like cozy living, if you need a body double to read with, feel free to throw that video on in the background and read your book, girl. Once again, thank you so much for joining me for this video. I appreciate you being here so much, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye, besties. Stay cozy.